Welcome back to Godzilla X Elite. Today we're going to be talking about a series of questions and what the new possible Godzilla evolved state could be like. If you guys haven't already, check out the video before this, Godzilla Evolution Explained. That will give you down to the point of where we're talking about in this video, but let's further not turn it over to Godzilla.
Well, here at Godzilla X Elite, we are going to be discussing the future of Godzilla, not just in the MonsterVerse, but potentially even further. So this is going to be some really cool stuff. And if you remember that last video, like you said, Godzilla's Evolution Explained, if you haven't seen it, maybe just pause this video, go check it out. And you got all that information from me, and I've been a Godzilla fan for 10 years officially now, so I know what I'm doing. So anyway, let's get back to this episode. So what's cool is that Godzilla seems to be ever so changing, right? You've seen it from out the years, and what's interesting is that the MonsterVerse Godzilla has changed either subtly or a lot. And in this recent movie, it is a lot. I mean, you saw it. We'll pop it up on the screen right now. That is the evolved Godzilla that it looks like today. Now, how could it change? Well, here's a boring answer, is that some people think he'll revert back to his normal self, or he'll stay the same physique, but maybe the pink hue will go away because he doesn't keep taking it in, so eventually revert back to blue state, like just the evolved but blue. But I find that kind of boring, in my opinion. We want more, changes, different stuff. Him to become even more powerful because there's threats in the future, which, by the way, is confirmed that Godzilla's Kong 3 will be coming in 2026. They got a writer, and they already plan to film in 2025. So, and that's cool because the director, Adam Wingard, said he wants a Godzilla-centered story. So, I mean, Space Godzilla could be very likely to show up in this next movie, which could be a heavy spoiler warning. A potential spoiler, we have no idea right now. But if Godzilla wants to fight this Godzilla, the Space Godzilla, he would have to upgrade himself, So what would be cool is that get taller, like 400 some feet, because he didn't grow in this movie. Larger dorsal plates. Maybe they'll grow back, because before they're fleshy, so maybe they'll actually kind of regrow them, but in the evolved state. And then he also will probably get more bulkier arms, but they'll still be long. Probably more of a muscular tail with larger thagomizer tails, and maybe even longer claws. And probably the elbow spikes will be more rows of them and more pronounced. He'll probably actually use them. Have a more fiercer looking appearance. Maybe even larger teeth, maybe even a slightly bigger head. And also, if Godzilla's trying to control this new power, he might have a mix of blue and pink, because when he uses spiral heat ray, you'll see the pink and then it had the blue spiral around it. So maybe his dorsals will be blue and pink as well. So I think that could be what his future will be in the next movie. Now, here's where things get really interesting. What about the other Godzilla movies? Well, as far as we know, -1 is the only thing recent, and there is a movie not really planned, but, talked about. We'll be fighting another monster. So what will Godzilla -1 look like? If I had to guess, maybe the same. I don't think he'll change too much. Maybe the only thing that will change is maybe his height, or he'll be more Heisei-like in appearance. But that's just my opinion. I do not know what his future is. And Godzilla Ultima, we haven't seen him change ever since the show, but they haven't done anything new. But if they did, they'll probably go up to his true form state, which will be really, really cool. So those are kind of the futures for the monsters that we have so far. But as of right now, Godzilla in the MonsterVerse is the one that's been ever so changing and more prominent. Now, here's the final part. What will the MonsterVerse Godzilla look like in his final stage? Well, this is where things get interesting. So in his final stage, here is my theory. This is a theory warning. This is not a true information, but just a guess. So I'm thinking, whenever Godzilla has to get to his last, final, most powerful state, have you noticed that the Hollow Earth is always sunny? There's always a light in there? Well, I think that means that there's a dwarf star in there that's giving it light. Not like the sun, but a small version of it, but it's not enough to melt the Earth. Kind of like the core. So in there is what's giving it light, and Godzilla has to defeat this most powerful enemy. Who knows? Could be Space Godzilla, Kaiser Ghidorah, Destroya, you name it, or even all three of them. So he has to go to this core, absorb this energy that gives him kind of a white thermonuclear appearance that makes him even more powerful. So powerful, in fact, that everything melts around him, and it is an explosion of a fiery inferno. And he has a new powerful atomic breath that can evaporate anything. He has multiple new abilities. I don't know, flight, if you want to go something crazy, but just think about it. This Godzilla can literally wipe out everything's path just by standing near them. And also atomic breath that can leave entire continents devastated. So that's what I believe Godzilla's final form could be like. And by the way, there'll be a video on that final form specifically in the future.
But guys, just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.
Peace.